Hey y'all, I thought I'd drop in for a quick video. I had a comment asking about advice for recent college graduates when it comes to the job search. And it got me thinking, a lot of times people feel like there is one set way to do this journey of finding a job. Sometimes it feels like you need to find something immediately, and if you don't, you feel really bad about yourself. I remember I wrote an article a few years back called "Living at Home Doesn't Make You a Loser," really talking about this idea that there is not one single way to do it right. Being a grown-up means that you have to do what's right for you. It takes a lot of soul searching. It takes a lot of being introspective and looking at your own individual journey, asking yourself, what do you want? Where do you want to be? And also thinking about the qualities that you have. What are the skills and the strengths that you have? What are you looking forward to exploring in your own time? So I have some advice. Break out of the box. Many times when we went to school, we usually had an idea of what kind of jobs would result from that schooling or education that we did. The world is so fascinating that new jobs are being created every single day. Why not prepare your mind for all those different things that you could do? Start where you are. Start where you are. I think a lot of times we have in our minds a dream city that would be ideal for working. And sometimes it's a bigger city like New York City or Atlanta or LA, those kinds of places that are very buzzworthy. But sometimes where you're from or somewhere even close by could be a really great option for you to get started. Even think about some of the things that you used to do back in the day that you still have connections to, organizations that you were a part of as a volunteer or as a student that you can now go back to and provide some sort of leadership support or something that's a little bit at a higher level. So don't be afraid to look at what's around you, what's available in your close proximity. Use volunteer experiences. A lot of times when you're volunteering, the world opens up to you. It gives you access to different types of work environments so you can observe them with no strings attached. You can see, is this a toxic place? Is this a place that will allow me to grow? You can also have access to higher level management. Sometimes you'll find that people, because you're volunteering, you're around them and you're getting to talk to them and get some insights about their experiences, about the industry, so you could really see if that's something you want to do. Get additional certifications. I know that sounds like, oh my gosh, I just finished school, why would I ever want to go back? I'm not necessarily suggesting that you go back to school full-time. I'm thinking maybe do something that will give you, for example, a social media certificate, or maybe you can do something that will give you a little bit of a leg up when you're job hunting, whether it's a software skill or a soft skill. Maybe it's talking to people, maybe it is something clerical. Whatever it is that you're doing, make sure you're always constantly learning. Get a side project. It doesn't even necessarily need to be a side project that makes you a whole lot of money or even any money at all. A lot of times having a project or something to keep you busy keeps your mind engaged, and it keeps you from actually losing it. A lot of times when we find that we're going stir crazy, it's because we don't have something meaningful to do with our time. So take some time to actually think of something that you enjoy doing. It could be a hobby. Explore whether you can expand that hobby to reach more people. Maybe you can diversify the skills that you have within that hobby. Maybe you want to try something completely new. This time is the time to do that exploring. Network, network, network. And don't just network to build your LinkedIn connections. That's one way to do it. But network to find out people's stories. Be genuinely interested and curious about how they got to where they are. A lot of times, finding out that information is simply sitting down and listening to a person and asking them, so tell me, what's your story? That's usually where I like to start. Listen to them. They might have some advice, shortcuts that they wish they would have taken, pain points that you can avoid. Listen to the people who have come before you. They usually can save us a lot of time and a lot of frustration. Join a professional networking organization. This might not be the most obvious place, but I have found that professional organizations, especially ones that cater to young professionals, are a really great place to meet people. And sometimes, once again, that social part is helping you get out there, so you're not staying in your house all the time, but you're actually getting out there, you're meeting people. Many of these people work at organizations that you might be interested in yourself. So you're not networking for the sake of finding a job per se, you're networking for the sake of meeting new people and finding out more about more things in the world. But if you just so happen to find a job connection from these networking activities, then so be it. Those are my main recommendations, but please know that you are not alone. It is actually quite common to graduate and have a little bit of gap where you are not quite working yet and you're applying for jobs all the time. It's okay. Take a breath and realize that there's nothing wrong with you. You didn't do anything wrong. You're simply adjusting and getting ready for the next stage of your life. I wish you all the best, and I am praying that you stay calm and you remember that what is for you is for you. If there's an organization with your name on it, there's nothing in the world that can stop you from getting it. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any other questions or even any pieces of advice for the people who are looking for jobs, leave a comment below. We'd love to read them, and I'm sure they can encourage people who are in the job search right now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.